everybody, this is the Big Dog's Backyard. I'm the Big Dog, Damon Dury, and we're talking about wrestling right off the bat here, okay? Now, one thing I've noticed about wrestlers is egos. My friend and I used to talk all the time about what if this wrestler took on that wrestler, if these wrestlers tag teamed up together. And the problem we kept finding is the egos would not match. They would be too much of an ego from one to the other that they wouldn't be able to get along. A lot of that in society when it comes to how you could make people work. Things could go so well, but egos get in the way. We have got interesting situation going on in wrestling right now. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman have teamed up and won the titles for the Raw Tag Team Champions. Okay? The problem is Seth Rollins is now holding the Universal Championship belt and the Tag Team belt, and Braun Strowman can't take his eyes off of that Universal belt. Kind of happened a long time ago with Batista and Triple H, to where they were teamed up, they were on the same team, they were real good friends and everything, but Batista could not take his eyes off of that title, and sure enough, it became a wedge and ended up making those two serious enemies later on. Actually, they went at it a few months ago at a pay-per-view just because everybody wanted to see that fight that had never happened before. Thing is, this is a situation with Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. Seth is losing about 150 pounds, let alone about a foot to foot and a half height and reach with Braun Strowman. And let's be real, Braun Strowman, I've told you before, flipped ambulances, flipped semis, tore up cars. David and Goliath situation. Seth Rollins is good at those. He's taken on Brock Lesnar, beat him. So he's not, how should I say, he's not unknown for this type of situation. But Braun Strowman is a lot more agile than I think than Seth Rollins has taken hits against. The thing is, Braun Strowman has had title opportunities. Seth has won title opportunities. Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins would be an amazing tag team. Reminds me of DX. But the problem is DX, they got along great. Their egos never hit a point where they both went at each other. These two, they're not like that. They were pretty much forced into a situation thanks to AJ Styles and the OC. And now they are together, but it was not meant to be, and it was not supposed to be. So they're kind of still at edge with each other. I would love to see them put those aside and become the tag team that would dominate everybody. But I don't see that happening. Now, the funny thing is, I found out doing some research that whether you hold a title or whether you don't, really doesn't change how much you get paid in wrestling. Wrestling is a sports entertainment. A lot of people don't think it's considered sports. Look at these guys. These guys are in better shape than some NFL players, some basketball players, and no offense, pretty much all the NASCAR drivers, and those are sports. These guys are in entertainment, but they're in better shape than I've seen many, many other facilities, okay? And they have to maintain their physique, because whenever you get on the main card, SmackDown, Raw, on the TV, to where you're what they call an A-lister compared to a mid-card compared to a low card. If you're on the main card, you're not an entrance, you're not a pre-show, you are what people come to see. You get 200 grand, win or lose, okay? But what I found is if you not necessarily win, but if you're more popular, you get more money. It's not a matter of whether you hold the belt. It's not a matter of if you, win so much. But if you are what people want to see, i.e. The Miz, people love to hate him, but they still love to watch him. It's John Cena, whenever he'd come in the ring. we love Cena, we hate Cena. It doesn't matter. It was known. If you're that popular, you get more money. And you get more money by more merchandise being sold, by more demands on your pay-per-view because you're on it. These are all things that go into how much a wrestler makes. Problem with that is, here's the thing as well, if you do something, in my opinion, stupid, or wreck your reputation, that's an adverse effect on your pay as well, and your pay goes down. So, just like NFL, NBA, all those other sporting events, they have to watch what their reputation, what everything they do, because if their popularity falls so far, so does their paycheck. If NFL, if their ratings don't go so much, if they don't win NFL Super Bowls, titles, and all that stuff, their ratings go down, their money goes down. So, in a sense, a lot of this wrestling, which is sports entertainment, has all the same qualities of your major sporting events and major sporting franchises. Now, the thing is, with wrestling, though, these pay-per-views, twice a month, usually, WrestleMania, all these things, 20-some years ago, were minute. They were weekend parties. But now, Vince McMahon got the company, whenever it was going bankrupt, it is now on the stock exchange. You can actually buy stock in the WWE. So this isn't a joke anymore. These guys have serious incomes and serious lifestyles that they have to try to maintain. And Vince McMahon has got to maintain the popularity so these guys can still contain all this. These wrestlers go to movies, these wrestlers get signings. I mean, everything about them is just as popular as the NFL, NBA, all the others. So the thing is with this, their money doesn't affect what they do in the ring. Their popularity, yes, but their money isn't about winning or losing. And the show that they have to put on is just that. It has to be a show that everybody wants to see. Business, your only job, whether it be stacking a design at a supermarket or putting on a film production or putting on a podcast, is all about quality, reliability, and the fact that I'm doing something different than somebody else. People come to see that difference. If you can't get those out, people are going to say it's another one of these that we've seen 100 times. So these wrestlers got to make sure that they can do that. And business in itself, that's what we try to do. The problem is when you got two alphas that can't see the eye to eye, can't work together, or more than two, you've got everybody wanting to outdo each other instead of being on the same team. A business is going to fail. In the WWE, I think that's kind of hit two guys butting heads with Vince McMahon and Triple H. Triple H has taken NXT and soared. And WWE has kind of lost a little bit of itself, and they're trying to get it back. If these two guys, they brought in Eric Bischoff, they brought in Paul Heyman, to bring these guys back, to bring everybody back. Question is, did they bring in too many alphas? That waits to be seen. But the thing is with society, when I was in the Marine Corps, we had a rank structure, yes, but we all had the same design on what we needed to do. Our job was to accomplish a mission and protect each other. I wish society had a goal, or wish more people would stay to, this is not a personal thing between you and I, this is a goal that we all have to meet. Because once you meet that goal, it's amazing the feeling, and everybody involved can enjoy that feeling. So, I guess my advice is find a goal, go after that goal. If it helps other people with you, take them along for the ride. If they can help you, enjoy the ride and the rewards together. Because trust me, there's nothing like it. You can't enjoy life if you're always looking too far ahead. Look at the little things. You get one accomplishment and it goes to another, and it goes to another, and it goes to another. Yes, there will be disappointments during that line, but if you maintain the positive, trying to reach that goal, those disappointments can be more of a speed bump compared to an obstacle wall that you think you can't get over. Having people help you, people with you to help you get over that, is a great thing to have. Lean on them, work with them, make it happen. It'll be enjoyable. Don't give up. I mean, if you talk about wrestling, you've had so many that have changed their personas. How many times? John Cena went from a rapper to the guy he is now. The Miz, you can pick a decade, pick a year. He changes things all the time. I mean, Hulk Hogan, he went from the American Icon to NWO to WCW to Hollywood Hogan. He's gone through all those. Find what works, but think about where you've come from, not just where you're going. Because if you look at those big obstacles and big moves that you've made already, the little obstacles that you had to get over don't seem that hard. All right, so that's going to be wrestling for tonight, and I wish society would see more of the positive of their accomplishments than looking at everybody's faults, because let's face it, faults are everywhere. But that's wrestling. Tonight we don't have any music to show for you, so all you artists, whether it be music, poetry, let me see them, let me hear them. Let me look at them. The Big Dog's Backyard at gmail.com. You see it right here, and let me see it, and let's show the world what you can do. It's a big step, but you can't be seen if you don't let me see it. All right? Just like me as a broadcaster, if I'm not seen and I'm not heard, nobody can talk about me. And that's what I like to be. I like to be talked about. All right. We got some funny stories coming, and I tell you what, the first one is something that, I could not ever. I look at it and say, why couldn't that happen to me? It's not somebody winning the lottery, however, it's pretty much the same. But a Texan went to Arkansas, to the Greater Diamond Reservation, I think it's a reservation, to the Greater Diamond Park, where you search for diamonds. And she sat down on the ground to watch a YouTube video on how to search for diamonds. And she put her hand down, and she just happened to be sitting at the right place. She looked down and saw a glimmer, and leave it to a Texan, they always go big in Texas, right? Finds a 3.72 carat yellow diamond. Just there. Alright, just to give you an idea of how the 3.72 carat diamond looks like, here's one by a quarter. Imagine that on a ring. She yells to her mom, Mom, I think I found one. 3.72, it's the biggest one they've seen since 2013. Okay, a yellow diamond. This thing, she goes and picks it up, looks at it, and thinks, oh, nice and everything. According to the last appraisal that I saw with my research, this diamond that she just found, laying on the ground, $500,000. I don't know why you would hesitate. Sell it. $500,000. That's more than I'll ever see in my life. And granted, the person who found this, she was a lady. She's looking at it saying, I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't know if I want to appraise it and sell it, or if I want to keep it, or if I want to make it a souvenir from my trip. What? A $500,000 diamond. Granted, yellow diamond, but $500,000. No trip. My memory would definitely stay in my head for $500,000. I wouldn't need a souvenir. Sell it. If it were a guy, hey, where can I get the closest appraisal? Who will buy it first? Auction, even on eBay. Come on. But she doesn't know if she's going to sell it or if she's going to keep it as a souvenir. Hey, I'll gladly take it from you. I'd love to have that souvenir. It would remind me of your story. Okay, send it my way. It'd be great. I wouldn't mind it a bit. Guys, there would be no hesitation. $500,000. Okay. Notice, didn't happen to me. I wish that's my luck. But either way, good luck finding out whatever you decide. But put insurance on that quick, because I'd find it if I could. Alright, now the next one. Oh my. Okay, this is funny. You might have seen some of this on Jimmy Kimmel, but what you didn't see is what happened after that. So I guess you could go by Paul Harvey if you wanted to and say this is the rest of the story. But he became the mayor, quote unquote, honorary conditional mayor of a town in Newfoundland. It's what they say is Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, have a town called Dildo. Yep. Who was thinking whenever they named this? Don't know. Canada, in 1711 they named this town. Okay. But Dildo, apparently, after Jimmy Kimmel put a large sign, which you'll see, after he put this sign becoming the honorary mayor, Jimmy Kimmel said he wanted to send a little bit of Hollywood to the folks in Dildo. So the Dildonians got a sign like the Hollywood. Here you go and take a look at this. Adult toy company called Our Pleasure decided to jump on this bandwagon with Jimmy and started going out and taking their products and photographing their products at Dildo. Okay, here's where it gets even funnier. Okay, a spokesman for the service organization there named Andrew Pretty wants to talk to Our Pleasure about using Dildo in their company ads because they took pictures in Dildo during the day, and their 1,200 residents have a problem with that. Apparently they don't want their 8-year-olds seeing Our Pleasure sex toys, vans or whatever, going through their town. Okay, so you want it done at night? That's usually when these are used. Okay, but nonetheless. Okay, so Andrew Pretty has started a written petition to eliminate Our Pleasure from using their Dildo town in their adult toy commercials. Follow this through, okay? They have gotten complaints now since Kimmel has put up the sign of people going trespassing through the yards of people who live where this sign is, going up a 45-foot perilous hill to get their picture taken with the Dildo sign. Okay, so now I can't remember the first name of the lady in charge of Our Pleasure, but her last name is Daniels. I don't know if she's related to Jack, but all this story just falls in line with so many parodies that I can't even keep a straight face when I was reading this. Miss Daniels, who knows if she's a relation to Jack, has said that they have totally taken their pictures discreetly. They have totally made it to where it's not a big deal. They have dismissed the complaints from Dildo. I'm sure they did that prematurely. But from dildo, I should get that right. From the members of Dildo Town, known as Dildonians, to she has dismissed their complaints and said that the fact that they can use dildo in the media helps both the town and their product, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, my only thing is this. It's a good thing they didn't find this place in Ohio, because I bet it'd be right down the road from Climax. This is the Big Dog. You've got to come back and hear what else I find next time. Come back to the Big Dog's backyard and see what I dig up.